Welcome back. Today we're going to talk about endurance training, specifically endurance running. And I've got some ideas for you to simplify things and get more out of your training. So, first up, most of the runs that you're going to do in your career, and most of the runs that I've done in my career, are just runs. You just got to get out the door and run. And you want to run in a way that you can repeat, because it's the repeating, not necessarily the session itself, is going to be what builds that run durability and that deep run fitness that's going to enable you to perform. And it takes a lot of runs before you're going to be able to run properly. And that means fast and sustained. And even when you have the durability and the fitness, those proper runs, those challenging ones, are going to be spaced out, and it's not going to be the bulk of your training. The bulk of your training is going to fall into a bucket that I just call easy, steady endurance training. And in my lifetime mileage, in my running career, my triathlon career, more than 90% of my run volume is just get out the door and run, easy, steady, and understanding your green zone. Now, we've written about that in other parts of the book, and you can find that there. As well, the run section of the ebook, I've cleaned it up, and this is really the last piece of the puzzle, this video and the article that's going to be published this week. So I'm going to link up a direct link into that run section on the ebook for you for the comments of this video. You just be able to click right through, and it walks you through the whole progression. Frequency, building volume, building your long run, how to design training paces for your higher intensity stuff. I'm really proud of the way that turned out. Now, your endurance run, the basic run, here's what it looks like. 10 minutes of power walking when you start, and then just ease into whatever feels like an easy pace. And as you warm up, this easy pace is going to naturally lift. And depending on the day, it might stay easy, or it might move into your steady zone, what's typically called zone 2. It's a comfortable pace, and the duration is what makes this workout both beneficial and challenging if it's a long run day. It's not the pace and it's not the intensity, it's the duration. Now, if you do the power walk to start, you start easy and you let that pace come up naturally, you're going to find that you naturally negatively split every session. And what I mean by that is the second half is going to be at a faster pace than the first half of the workout. And this is a great habit to build into all your training. Comfortable warm up, finishing strong. And by strong, I just mean a little bit faster in an endurance sense. You never want to get excited and stick it into the red zone or find yourself racing at the end of an endurance session. Save those efforts for when they count, when you're doing a challenging session with a specific intent. Don't just rev the engine for the sake of it because you're feeling good and your heart rate's up. Now, we can take this protocol, the easy start, the gradual warm-up, letting the pace come up, and we can turn it into a race simulation protocol as well. And that's what this second part of the talk's going to be out. This is called a poker pacing run. It was developed by a friend of mine, Dr. Jeff Schilt, who I interviewed for the book, and you can find that on the website as well. And what we're going to do is it's a 1 to 2 hour run workout, and we're going to split the session into thirds. The first third, it's a relaxed pace. There's no pace pressure. You start nice and easy. You save all your mental energy for the latter part of the workout. The middle third, you're going to move into a steady effort. Now, as you bring up the effort from easy to steady, the heart rate's going to lag. So the heart rate's going to be coming up in this middle third. And in the final third, it's really a test of how well you did in the early part of the workout. You're going to hold that steady pace, and you're going to see what happens to heart rate. Now, as I wrote in the Importance of Submax Benchmarking article, you're going to want to have a heart rate cap in mind. the high limit. Likewise, you're going to want to have a low limit in mind too, and you're going to want this steady pace to be sitting in between the limit. And this is a great endurance session. It develops feel in a way where there's not a lot of pressure on you in the first half of the workout. It's nice and relaxed. And if you're carrying a bit of fatigue from the rest of your session, that can make a difference. You'll find that you warm up and the pace will happen naturally. If the pace doesn't happen naturally, then it's a sign you might be a little bit too tired. Now, we can also use this 1/3, 1/3, 1/3 as a race simulation workout similarly. And if you're expecting to be able to hold X pace in your Ironman, in your 70.3, in your upcoming marathon, or in your half marathon, you can use this framework to simulate how you're going to perform. First third easy, middle third you're building the effort, the heart rate comes up, and then you're holding that core pace in the final third of the workout. It's going to flush out if the pace that you're targeting is reasonable. Now here's a tip for triathletes. You've got the swim and the bike to get through. So regardless of your triathlon distance, you need to have a heart rate cushion in your run target. Because what you're going to find on race day is you're going to have to lift your effort and lift your heart rate as compared to these standalone poker pacing sessions. Now, the amount you're going to have to lift by and the length of time you'll be able to sustain the lift is highly dependent on your fitness as well as the total duration of your race. So I can't give you a general rule of thumb. I need to know you as an individual and know your race distance overall and your overall race strategy. But what I can tell you for sure is that building a cushion and if you, in the rare chance that you happen to go too easy before you get to the second half of your run split, you can gather a lot of free speed just by being able to push an extra 5 or 10 beats per minute late in your event. And this applies to sprint tri through to Ironman, all the way through to Ultraman racing. So I hope this helps you get more out of your run training, and I'll see you next time. Thanks.